Hey everybody, are you ready to see my new apartment? Come on in. It is really, really good to see you this week. It's been a long time coming. You guys know that I have been really working hard, boxing up and moving. Of course, all of that would have to happen during Thanksgiving week, but that's okay. It was probably for the best because everybody and everything slows down during that time, and it really gave me time to unbox and settle in. And I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people that needs to be in a New York minute. I don't do boxes, I don't do disarray. I'm very, very organized, and I need to have my things in place in order to feel good in my space. So I can happily report that everything is put away. I'm so excited to show you this new apartment. I think it has such a lovely, airy feel to it. And I'm also excited to share with you some amazing finds. Moral of the story, you do not have to spend a lot of money to make an apartment or a home look and feel nice. So I'm excited to tell you about everything as I walk you through. So we're going to start in an area that I will jokingly call the West Wing, which is my son's area. And out of respect for his privacy, we won't go into his room, but that's his space down there. When we walk into the entryway, this is the first thing you see, and it's an older antique piece, and it's a French piece of art that goes above it. But I just think it's a nice setting stage for the rest of the decor and the furniture that you will see momentarily, but that's the entry piece. And then as we walk over here, this is the little dining area. And this is what's so funny, because this part right here, I had initially purchased to go in the entryway. And I had tried it over there, and it didn't work out, right? So sometimes you have ideas and visions for things, and then you wind up playing around and changing things up. And so that's essentially what happened. So this was a piece that I got on Wayfair. And then below it is a console that I found on Amazon, and I put the two together and I loved it. This is a little lamp from Restoration Hardware, and family photos and knickknacks and whatnot. And it perfectly complements the prints of the first arrondissement and the fourth arrondissement from Paris. And these were from Restoration Hardware as well. And then these chairs, I mean, all of this stuff I had in the old apartment, these are Amazon chairs. This table is an actual antique table. It was like a kid's desk that I converted into a dining table. And a beautiful flower arrangement. It's a faux arrangement from a local company that does all of that. But it's, to me, a very nice, warm, and inviting little space. And we'll go over here, and a few extra additions were brought in that I didn't have in the other apartment. Flanking the window that's right next to the dining table are two little curtains that I purchased on Wayfair recently, and I really didn't want to block the light from the window. I wanted the light to come in, so I wound up going with a more sheer option, but I loved the pattern that was in the curtains. I figured that it tied in color-wise to the scheme that I had going on, but it also just had a very whimsical and sort of a French look to it as well. So that was really what I went on. Since most of my pieces had kind of a French flair, I wanted to continue on that. And I fell in love with these curtains. They were so affordable. And then I put my little LED tree that I've had forever in the window here. And so what it does is, to me, it's a beautiful light source in an area that could use some light. And it also serves as a little bit of privacy as well. So when you're in an apartment, you know, not everybody can look in. But I really enjoy how all of this came together, and it was my hope that it would, and it did. Okay, I have to say the kitchen is one of my absolute favorite areas of this entire apartment. I fell in love. I mean, first of all, the size of it is just craziness. But this beautiful herringbone pattern backsplash, I love, 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 love the black cabinetry with those gold pulls. So of course I had to find myself some new bar stools that had the black and gold. I also got those on Wayfair for an amazing price too. And just had fun sort of decorating the back area with things that I use and that I love. I have my picture of my dad there, of course, next to the cake holder when I bake a puffer, some bottles of wine, a little bread basket, corks from the wine, and just basic things that you tend to use in a kitchen. But this kitchen is just so fun and functional and open concept right into the entire living space, and I love that because everybody congregates in a kitchen and they go from the kitchen to the living. And I actually hosted a little gathering here the other day and it didn't feel overcrowded, and I just, you know, that was one of the things that sold me about the apartment. The other, I am always at my desk. I work from home, and in my old apartment, my studio was the second bedroom, and I was really cut off from everything and everyone. And when I first toured this apartment and I saw the angled glass floor to ceiling, and I thought that is the perfect spot for my L-shaped desk. What a wonderful place for me to come up with ideas and to be infused with all kinds of creativity. I sort of stare out to the city and I get sunrise, but when the sun sets, as you're seeing now, this beautiful reflectivity into the buildings. It's just wonderful. It's vast, it's open, and it's where my mind needs to be to just come up with ideas and to feel fresh and invigorated. And now I get to spend my time, all of it, in sort of the central focus, the central point of the house. And I just feel really great about that. So I'm thrilled the way it turned out. I wasn't sure how an office was going to look in the middle of a living room. Personally, I love it. I just have to be very diligent to keep my desk clean. So what I do, I've got tons of cabinetry in that kitchen, and I will store things in there to make sure that my desktop is nice and tidy. I'm here all the time, and I'm part of the living room, and it's great. And so let's talk a little bit about the living room. So the furniture you'll obviously recognize from the old apartment, but I feel that it reads so differently in here for a couple of reasons. It's a more narrow space, so everything is tighter. And then what I did was I anchored it with this new rug from Wayfair, sort of a Persian style rug that I got for next to nothing. So I really wanted to brighten up this area and kind of play with those cream and tan tones and browns that tie into the cushions of the couch. Also, it pushes it closer to the TV console, so that blends in more and lightens up the whole space. The two planters, they now flank the television, and so now I have some lovely plants that are alive in the living room, anchoring that and giving it some height, which to me is really pretty. I love that tray that I found for the bench in front of my couch, and that was from Wayfair as well. And again, just playing into the colors. I knew moving here, all of the hardware was gold, so I kept looking for things that had gold and black and mirroring and all of that to kind of tie in. And so I love having that tray there. And then these two end tables that were also restoration hardware. And now I have storage because I needed more storage. So I've put photo albums in there and all different types of things. And I always put coffee table books on top. I think it complements really well the whole dining area, and everything sort of speaks. Even this chair, you know, was in my office, and now in here it's got all the same colors working. So that's what I love in a room, is when all of the pieces speak and communicate. It doesn't mean everything has to be matchy, but I think a certain uniformity. I think you kind of decide on what is your palette, what is your scheme. So for me, it's blacks, golds, creams, and neutrals, and that's kind of what I went with. And ironically, those are the colors that speak to me, even in terms of style and wardrobe. Let's now make our way into the bedroom. So the bedroom essentially is the same as it was before. The one main difference, and I love that I was able to do this because I've never had enough space to be able to do it, is a little reading corner. And the floor plan of this unit gives this really cool glass nook to be able to put a chair and have a table and to sit down and read. And I put my gold lamp behind it, and it gives just the right pop of color to a space that again is very, very neutral, you know, silvers and cream and a little bit of brown. It's a little pop of that sort of soft mossy green, and the pillow on there as well. So the rug, like I mentioned, that was in my old living room now anchors the bed because there are no rugs in the bedroom. Extremely affordable. It's essentially a bed frame, that's it. And I went to an upholstery store and I had a king size headboard upholstered with some studs going all the way around. So save a lot of money on a bed by doing something like that, by the way. You don't have to buy a full bed. You can just get a headboard made and then put a frame up next to it. And in this case, I did a little bed skirt that matched the frame of the headboard. A lot of mirroring. Mirrors give reflectivity and make spaces look larger. So tons of mirroring. And of course, we can't deny my classics. My ladies, of course, back up above the television so I can always look at them for my inspiration. And speaking of inspiration, what do you say we saunter into this bathroom? Oh my gosh, this bathroom. Okay, so there were two things that sold me. The glass where my office is, and the fact that there is an actual vanity in there. A vanity! So I can shoot makeup and hair tutorials from my bathroom again. Amazing. How do you not fall in love with the lighting, the mirrors, the colors, the cabinetry, the white tile? Oh my goodness. Hook, line, and sinker, that was it. And then there's the closet. And I was able to move over a lot of my storage that I had from the Container Store, especially those shoe racks that I desperately needed. That had to happen, to have those installed and a few more little shoe areas. Can we talk about the balcony, by the way? In the morning and in the evening. I shot it for you at nighttime so you could see the lights come on and how it looks with the sun setting on the buildings. But I've got some video from this morning that also shows the warmth from the sunrise and the sun on the chairs. And let me tell you, sitting outside with a coffee and bringing all of my plants over and just covering it in green space, because you know me, I like flowers and I like plants. So it's great sort of being in the fishbowl in the sky, but also surrounding that balcony with some greenery sort of brought home back to me. And it's the perfect mix of both worlds. And I love it, and I feel content and at peace and happy to sip my wine or sip my coffee and enjoy this lovely space overlooking a city that I have always and proudly called home. So there you have it. Welcome to my new home. It's really a place where I feel like I can spread my wings and enter into yet a new chapter in my life. So here we are in December, looking forward to bringing you more content that's apropos for the season and the holidays. I hope you're doing well during the hustle and bustle. It can get a little crazy during this time of year, but please take care of you during it all. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday, 1 o'clock Central Standard. It's our time, and I'll see you then. Bye.